So I've been the AI, the robots, right? They've been going around. They've been working on outro for me. They've been doing
Sure.
stuff. And one of the things this is one of the many areas where the AI, I just feel like you're not gonna be able to get rid of software developers that quickly. I don't know. Like anyway, one of the
Okay.
areas where AI still very bad is when you've just set it off to go do stuff on its own. It will happily go do stuff, but it's not too keen on like query optimization and number of queries and like
Mm,
the big picture stuff because it just
no,
goes
it's
in
not.
and builds its feature, right? And
It's a little
then
myopic.
yeah, and so then I'm like, huh, it's kind of getting a little slow. Let me open up the bug bar here, and there's like 4,000 queries being run, and it's all
Sure.
like crazy. So I love DB query optimization. Like it's
Yeah.
just like so great to like have everything just be magically faster. And it was like taking 300 milliseconds to load the main kind of page and outro, and now it's like 68 milliseconds. And it's
Yep.
like this is great. And
It's so
it's
tangible fixing queries.
yeah,
It's like before,
yes.
after, better.
Yes, yes. So I
So what was
did
the main culprit? N+1s or
yeah, there was like a bunch of N+1s. There was some like duplicate query stuff where it was
yep.
like in different places running the same query. Then there was a little more than just pure query stuff where like I implemented some of the like lazy loading on the live wire
Mm.
components for some stuff because you don't need to necessarily see it all right away. And so blah, blah. So don't even load it all. I have to ask Caleb a question because there was a thing he showed at the talk, which was
He's
to like
listening,
let
so go
you,
ahead.
yeah,
Ask him
Caleb,
now.
if you're out there, at Wire Live, when he like introduced this stuff, there was the concept of so you can lazy load, let's say a Kanban board, and you can lazy load all the columns, right? But
Sure.
then they're all kind of load in when the HTTP request returns sort of haphazardly and whatever. So
Okay.
he had this little trick he used where he in Livewire, you can say lazy equals in the attribute, and you could pass its like a PHP expression like it could just be false or true is most it's like that's its design is to be hard coded that. But what he showed it as was take the loop iterator and if it's under 5, let's say, it won't be
Mm,
lazy. So like the first 5 columns will load all at
smart.
once with
Yeah.
the page load, and then any beyond that will lazy load because that's fine, right? You're going to scroll, it'll lazy load. But it doesn't work. It breaks. And then I noticed in the docs it doesn't talk about this. So I don't know if under the hood there ended up being like a technical reason why it just actually doesn't work. So it's not in there or what. But yeah, I would like to do that. That would make it perfect. Right now, I don't think it's
What, what, do
totally
you, what, do you,
perfect.
what do you need Caleb for? What do you need Docs for? You tell
The
Claude, go
AI?
look at the source
Yeah,
code.
I should do that. I don't do
Go
enough
look
of
at the
that.
source code and see how this is implemented and tell me if this should
Hmm.
work or
Hmm.
wasn't ever fully implemented.
Yeah, I wonder if it
Come
could probably do that,
on,
right?
and it's 2026. Gotta
You
tell the
don't need
machine
any.
to do it. Tell the
Yeah, just have the
machine.
machine do it. Yeah, then I had the machine write a patch, right? And I ship it off
There you go.
and fix it up. All right.
Bingo.
All right, maybe I'll do
Problem
that.
solved.
Maybe I'll do that.
On the DB optimization,
Mm.
this is not AI. This is just pure programming. I got a little
Sure.
tip.
Mm.
I got a little tip for
What do
you.
you got for me? Yeah.
Maybe not for you specifically, but for the dear listener, for the little
Okay.
people out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. What do you got?
Oftentimes I'm a big fan personally of
Mm.
HTTP resources in Laravel. The
Okay.
only way I want to serialize, so this is inertia because Livewire, it all
Right.
just kind of is magic.
It's all magic. Yeah.
The only way I want to have things go out over the wire is through my translation layer. I don't want to be sending oddly shaped arrays or rather ad hoc arrays out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes out through an HTTP resource.
Okay.
So the problem is when you have something like an article or a video, there can be
Mm.
an enormous payload, right? An enormous body. If you
Mm.
have a transcript or if you have the article's rendered HTML
Mm.
content going out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the article page and you're like reading the article and everything works perfectly because it sent the title and the body and the last updated, whatever.
Right.
But then you go to the article index page and you've got 60 articles
Right.
and you're just showing the title and the snippet and the last updated. And you're like, man, why does this page feel so slow? And you look at the database and queries and it's like, No, it's pulling, limit 50, it's just doing one query or whatever. But in the background, the HTTP resource is turning 50 articles from Markdown into HTML. And it's like,
Yep.
then you just throw it away on the front end. You're
Right.
sending out this massive
Yeah,
JSON
huge
payload that
networks.
Inertia
Yeah,
has to
mhm,
chew through just to discard.
yep,
So, something that I often do is I'll have an
mm.
article resource and then I have a limited article resource
Ooh, I like
that
that name.
extends the article
Mm,
resource.
yep,
And the reason it extends it is because I never, ever, ever want to have drift, right? I just want to have a
mm,
subset, not like make it up from whole cloth.
mm,
And so I just call the parent to array, and then I limit down the number of attributes that get sent out. So
okay,
it extends. Sometimes I'll name it full article resource and limited article resource just to be
mm,
explicit. But the limited article extends the full article, calls parent with only do this or whatever.
yep.
And then you have to make sure that like when you call parent, you're not actually doing the rendering of the
Well, that's
markdown
yeah,
itself.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right, you're doing a bunch of
So
markdown and
you
stuff,
have
yeah.
to like make it a
There's a
closure or
little
lazy or
adjustments,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
But the point is you just send out like 4 attributes,
right,
and so then your list view only has 50 articles with 4 attributes instead of 50 articles with 2,000 words rendered HTML.
yep,
And it just fixes everything. So there's a
it's
little
all
tip for
magic.
you. There's a little old school
Old school.
programming straight up tip for you folks out
I
there.
like where you're at, very nice tip.